It's 6:52 in the morning, your eyes open on their own, 8 minutes before the alarm sounds. Your nervous system has memorized this routine down to the minute. 12 years at the same desk, the same commute, the same coffee. You've told yourself the story so many times it almost sounds true. Good pay, solid benefits, a dependable life. But lying there in the silence before the day starts, something nags at you. You're earning more than your entire family ever did, and somehow the account is always nearly empty. That contradiction isn't accidental. It was built this way. Meet Grant. Grant is 36 years old and pulls in $87,000 annually, placing him comfortably in the upper fifth of wage earners. From the outside, he looks like someone who has figured it out. Inside, he's quietly panicking every other Friday. His bi-weekly gross is around $3,346. After the government takes its share, he's working with about $2,490. The deductions begin before he even opens his banking app. Housing swallows $1,250. Food and restaurants take another $380. The car, its insurance, and the gas to run it cost $560. Subscriptions, the phone plan, and internet add $130. Utilities rounded out at $145. By the time he's accounted for everything, $2,465 is already gone. He has $25 left and 14 days to make it feel like enough. The remarkable thing is that Grant doesn't feel crushed. He has a car in the driveway and a door that locks at night. He feels like a functioning adult. That's exactly the point. The system isn't designed to make you feel poor. It's designed to give you just enough material comfort to stop you from questioning where your money actually goes. Income arrives as a single number and quietly escapes through a dozen small holes. Your brain registers the lifestyle and calls it stability. It never registers that you're not moving forward. You are simply staying afloat in a way that looks, from a distance, like swimming. The architecture goes deeper than monthly bills. Consider how the whole sequence was constructed. You were encouraged to study and perhaps to borrow heavily to do so. That debt becomes the reason you need employment immediately. You find a position, let's say at $62,000, and within months your spending quietly reorganizes itself around that number. The apartment gets nicer, the car gets newer. Economists label this lifestyle inflation. What it actually means is that every raise you earn gets spoken for before it arrives. You move to $80,000 and the rent climbs. You cross into six figures and the mortgage appears, the private school tuition, the second car payment. Each step upward feels like progress. Each step upward also makes leaving harder. This is the mechanism that binds most working professionals tighter than any contract. It has nothing to do with your employer holding power over you. It has to do with the financial architecture you've assembled around your income. You have built a life that requires a specific number to land in your account every month. Miss that number once and the whole structure starts cracking. That's not a career. That's a lease agreement with your own lifestyle as the landlord. Think about a man in tech, doing well by any reasonable measure, earning well into six figures. One afternoon, his company offered him a promotion with a substantial raise. He felt victorious. Then, the mortgage adjusted. The orthodontist sent an estimate. The second vehicle finally gave out at the worst possible moment. 2 months after what felt like a financial win, his stress level was identical to what it had been before. The raise hadn't bought him any freedom. It had simply raised the ceiling of what he now considered normal. His obligations had expanded to consume the gap before he could do anything else with it. This is the repeating pattern. It doesn't matter whether the number on your pay stub reads $35,000 or $350,000. Studies consistently show that people at vastly different income levels report the same underlying financial anxiety. The mechanism is the same at every bracket. Required expenses find a way to match available income, and the distance between the two stays narrow. A narrow gap means no room to maneuver. No room to maneuver means you need the next paycheck as badly as you needed the last one. And someone who genuinely needs their paycheck is someone who will show up, comply, and not cause trouble. That predictability is worth something to a great many people. None of them are you. Ask yourself an honest question. If your employment ended tomorrow, not by choice, just ended, How many weeks could you actually sustain your current life? Research suggests more than half of working professionals would run dry within 30 days. 30 days. That is the actual size of the security that years of decent income have produced. It feels like safety because it comes wrapped in direct deposit and health insurance and a parking spot with your name on it. But a cage with good lighting is still a cage. The shift begins not with a larger paycheck, but with a different set of questions. Instead of asking how to earn more, start asking why everything you earn disappears. Instead of angling for the next title, ask what would happen to your life if you stopped trading hours for income altogether. The answer to those questions reveals what's actually happening, and once you see it clearly, the old way of thinking becomes very difficult to return to. The practical path forward is simpler than it sounds, though not easy. First, draw a hard line between income and wealth. A salary is a flow. It stops the moment you stop working. Wealth is a store. It persists and, ideally, grows while you sleep. Confusing the two is how you spend 20 years earning well and arrive at 50 with very little to show for it. Second, protect the gap between what comes in and what goes out. This means resisting the gravitational pull of lifestyle expansion with every raise, every bonus, every windfall. Third, redirect that gap toward things that generate returns rather than things that generate monthly bills, assets, not obligations. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, build a reserve that removes the desperation from your decisions. 3 to 6 months of genuine expenses sitting somewhere accessible changes the psychology of your entire working life. You negotiate differently. You evaluate opportunities differently. You stop making choices out of fear. The objective isn't to earn enough to finally feel free. The objective is to reach a point where the paycheck is something you choose to accept rather than something you cannot afford to lose. That distinction is the whole game. The system that keeps the gap narrow, keeps lifestyle inflating, keeps obligations multiplying. That system is not gravity. It is not inevitable. It is a set of incentives and habits can be interrupted. The people who interrupt them aren't exceptional. They just looked at the pattern clearly and decided that the appearance of stability wasn't the same thing as actually being free. That same decision is available to you right now.